So running a transaction, whether it's a rental, a sale, a 500,000 dirham sale, or a 50 million dirham sale, whatever it may be, running it professionally ends up good for all parties involved. I'm going to walk you through one particular transaction. I'm going to explain how all parties win when you run the things in a proven process in a professional way. Okay? Before I get to the actual transaction, hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon. My name is Fahd Dawood. I've been doing real estate for 14 plus years. I'm also the author of The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. You want to work with me specifically one-on-one, I do strategy sessions on how to start out with your investment. I can help you evaluate an opportunity, get your pricing right, and negotiate hard. And I offer a VIP package on working with me specifically. So check this out. One latest transaction that I was involved in, I was helping one of my investors acquire a large rental property. I don't do rentals a lot these days. Well, I think I haven't done one since 2016. But when one of your investors are out there in the market and they're looking for somebody to watch out for their interest, you gotta step up to the plate. You can't be like, hey, I'm not gonna help you out. You gotta help them out and be there for them. Make sure that you're protecting and safeguarding their interests. Because this was a large rental with a lot of money involved, and you want to make sure that people get protected the right way. But one of the things that I want to point out to you is if you run things in a professional fashion, you are going to end up winning for not just yourself, right? Because as an agent, you're going to make commission out of it, but also for your investor slash tenant that you're helping. Also for the landlords who are going to end up renting out their commercial space, residential space, so on and so forth. Now, this is generally not done in the rental market, but because I do this in the buying and selling of properties, I bring the same kind of professionalism to a rental transaction as well. Number one, first thing that we did was after we zeroed in on the property that we needed to rent that met our requirements, we did something very simple. We gave the landlord a written offer. Okay, now here's the funny thing. I've explained this in one of my older videos that sometimes agents don't like me, right? They don't like me because I'm a little bit of a stickler for detail and running things a professional way, okay? I'll tell you why it's very important to run things a professional way. And especially in this scenario, the other agent was like, oh my God, this is not a sale deal. Let's just, verbally agree to the exact amount. And I didn't want to do that. The reason is because I need to safeguard my investor slash tenant's interest. At the same time, I want no surprises coming to the landlord. So I want a very clear-cut written offer that's going to specify the amount, that's going to specify the number of checks, that's going to specify the deposit, that's going to specify starting date, that's going to specify all the other things that are going to matter for the landlord when he's going to be assessing our offer. And the other thing that obviously, because I'm working for my tenant, my client, right, is that we're going to negotiate with this by putting in a 24 to 48 hour notice to the landlord. He needs to reply to us in this time frame for him to understand, for him to know that we're serious, but at the same time, for us to get a reply back from him so that whatever offer we've made, we're able to negotiate to a win-win situation. The second thing I did is that I explained to the landlord my tenant's profile, right? What has happened in recent few months, the last 6 months, is landlords have been seriously burned by a lot of people bouncing checks, absconding from the country, not making rental payments on time, so on and so forth. But I make the tenant's profile very clear to the landlord so that my offer gets a little bit sweeter, right? So the landlord accepts it and understands it. And then I also, trying to get a win-win for everybody here, right? I'm going to put certain conditions in the offer that makes it very clear to the landlord that the price that we're pitching him is going to require him to give us something back as well. So what did I do in this scenario? A couple of things. There was a few things that I'm not going to get into because they're personal to the transaction, but there was a few things that were conditionally very important. Number one, so as I said, I can't get into the details of this transaction, but one of the things that I wanted to make sure was the landlord takes an annual maintenance contract. Okay, let's call it an AMC, okay? So that my tenant is at peace with all the major maintenance issues that might come up on the actual on the property as they go forward, because there's a very high value rental. It wasn't a low amount, and my tenant's a very high profile investor, right? So, and I want to make sure that he gets taken care of. So now the landlord has all of this, and this being conditional to our offer, and gets 24 to 48 hours to respond, to say yes, 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 no, no, whatever it is. But essentially, we want a response in writing in 24 to 48 hours, okay? Last but not the least, there was a little bit of a situation which we generally don't do in Dubai. Generally speaking, what we do is, you always pay the landlord in advance. He clears the checks, and then comes your registration, okay? Something that we've not done before I have not done in the local market is, instead of paying cash or a check up front to the landlord, what we did is we did something called a manager's check, and we said, look, we will do the registration at the same time as we transfer funds to you, right? No registration, no funds to you. Again, this was a little bit of an extra step because of my client's very specific nature of his requirements. Registration was super important for him. So what we simply did is we did a manager's check and exchanged it at the time of registration of the agreements with Dubai government. So if you're dealing with an experienced agent, they should be able to oversee the entire transaction and then circumvent or pre-see any things that might cause any hindrances, and then kind of sweep away and make life easy peasy for all parties involved. Anyway, so they're now in a relationship, and I think it's going to be a very good relationship going forward. Landlord, tenant like each other, a very, very blessed relationship, in the sense like they're very easygoing, and as long as things are getting taken care of in terms of maintenance and the money's getting paid on time, everybody's happy. So use somebody, specifically if you're new to the country, use somebody who's more experienced to make sure that they take care of all of the issues that might come up and give you a seamless, happy experience. If you want to work specifically with me, there is a link at the bottom in the description. You can reach out to me. I do help with setting up a strategy for starting your portfolio, evaluating your opportunities, doing pricing negotiation for you. If you want to work specifically with me one-on-one from A to Z, I've got that service as well. Ciao for now. See you on the other side. Bye.